So VSF Veteran Support Force is the charity that we established in July 2021 after successfully campaigning and winning the Royal Commission under the essentially social media platform Voice of a Veteran. And that came from once we won the Royal Commission and they announced the consultation process that was going to be conducted by DVA. We conducted our own consultation process because there were so many veterans and family members who were not willing to be a part of a DVA-led consultation process, which saw us provide, was it 483 or 484 individual submissions for the terms of reference to the Attorney General's, which was more than the Department of Veterans Affairs itself, which was massive and amazing. And over 200 people were vulnerable enough to tell us that they had either experienced or contemplated suicide. And we took on that responsibility and set up the Veteran Support Force as a charity to then bring on board all of our volunteers and have them proactively reach out to those people who told us they had experience or had experience with suicidality, to check on them, to help them provide submissions to the Royal Commission, to provide them with information and to follow up proactively so they did not dare feel alone after being in that place themselves. And it's been throughout that last 2 years, almost 2 years now, that we've realised that we need something more in this space, something more proactive and something that myself and our team have the skills and the networks and the purpose to be able to do. So enter in the Veteran Games. We have the highest risk demographic of veterans for suicidality and mental health issues are primarily those under the age of 40. And so many of the other veteran organisations, the very senior veteran organisations in our country, have average age demographics of 70 and above. And there are great adaptive sports out there. There's great support for those who are so willing to be upfront with their injury or their illness. But for those who are not yet at that point of critical support need or reactive support need, there's not enough proactively to encourage that community connection, training with purpose, and celebrating elements of those identity in a situation where the last 3 years post the Burden Report release and even prior to that, so many veterans of my age and my demographic and even my units are not willing to openly identify as veterans because of the negative stigmas they feel that comes with, thanks to many in the media, even though you and I know the majority of the Australian population don't agree with that, but they are the silent majority, as we all speak about. So the Veteran Games was adapted as that one key project for the ability to achieve all of those things, you know, addressing loss of identity, loss of community, loss of purpose, teamwork, excellence and service, and putting it together in a format that we already know is very aspirational or very consumable to the wider Australian public. You know, it's enjoyable, it's a short course, it's something that can be conducted in a football stadium, it would look great on TV, it's all those sort of military skills and experience that they get to talk about and then tune into other shows and do other obstacle courses, but don't get to see veterans competing and then problem solving and all the other cool little things we're going to throw in between. So here we are.
Can I add to that? Because coming in from a civilian perspective at the start of this whole journey in 2020, I think.
That's it, yeah.
And I have quite a different perspective or a mind that works opposed to like being a veteran myself, right? I can look from a different perspective and I've sat in forums and conferences and around tables and around conversations for this last nearly 3 years. And I've just been so amazed at the conversations that keep going around in circles, but so no action continues to get taken.
External veteran forums.
Yeah, like different things amongst the wider community and the ESO forums and all sorts of things. And whilst they're great, I think people coming together and talking about these things and some solutions are great, but I feel like we just constantly are talking about the solution. And it hit me last year when we went to one at the end of the year and I thought, it's been like 2 years and we're still talking about the same thing. And we've got so much more information now that we're gathering from the Royal Commission. And it was blowing my mind of like, here's all of these things that we need to address. Like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really excited about the Veteran Games, because I feel like it's not just this thing we've thrown together out of nowhere that could just be fun for people to get together and rough and tough. It's like, actually, we've looked at what is occurring in the veteran community that is literally causing mental health issues, challenges with identity and purpose and not belonging, and which we've now got facts around. This is the thing that is literally causing people to take their own life. Mm-hmm. And we're going, and the people that is most occurring to is under 40.
Yep.
So I feel like there's this desire and this like need for these things to come together. And people want to be challenged and want to put their skills to the test and want to come together in this positive way. That's where it's come from, and the excitement comes from for me is like we go around in circles so often, and Veteran Games is just a bit more than a games to me.
We've drawn a line in the sand. We're sort of done with all this talking and all these meetings and all these same conversations. We've got to show people as opposed to tell people.